Yebema adesema nyina ajo eba no nsia kase eboso sabre no nsia kase ebo na samufo aboabo no a yede eba bedan ahwefo nyina hye so se eye kase yi ubetimi ahye ewo channel 360 o DSTV so saso any social media handles ni nyina so UTV Ghana ubetimi ahye ede efri honom aboafo
kase we nwaseda en confirm this way chocolate drink no here no Osie no ene wonsu ohie special is udwaso special range of drinks enso e udwaso best point best assurance you tunchine kan hobi wonyina ebu yachidom na ensem ye betodwa kasebe mu bi ene se
nano abato ayekoto ye ewo mampanyini efo edie ho na sabe electoral commission ede hunsunso so wonyina ababeto eja
2020 abato Ghana ye kwanimu ena 2024 den so na num ho yedi akwakogu no nipa nwotwe ena fomato na nanom e wonse do o mampanyini se Dr. George Akufu Dampare so won hwehwemu gu apono so wona ye won fonso no ye ntwe na so
saso na MMDC sa enche bi o mampanyi ka so mofo modjuma enwu fom no NDC mabunu no bi esusu se sabre o mu wiawia eniema o mampanyini akasetia
openyi o deda secondary school sa hodo won kabomuku ano e wo bunu East Mantamu ena wo sra wofo se edusuafo bre aduane ni school mu entawofo wo moa
saso ena manfo a wo mo ewo eye peyibo dedukope ene luta sabre wo mo nso no egujempa wo mu esu se eniema ne akade a eboa ema okrobia ekoso no wo mo de yeyi wo mafiri mu nya de se wo manya bi
akwafo dokua ewo Northtown echirem se nantwie ha won papa into be hampin for nsem emoa
akenkanfo a yetna se edekase yi abedan ahwefo nyina ye me abina chei boache mene
Sadat Mohammed
anano abato ayekoto ye eye December 2024 eyi wo mampanyin sabre electoral commission ede hunsem nyina ababeto eja enti hunsusanso no ni nyina ewo ha sei se ye hye eye Owura John Dramani Mahama nei ona ye Ghana mampanyin His Excellency ye ni nyina abano onya 6,591,790 saso ena eye de otu franka ama New Patriotic Party awono so eye o mampanyina be de kira wotwemu ekoi eye Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ono so enya 4,877,611 se yeba eye Nana Kwame Bedi akwa na ho tedin eye chedana wono eye independent wono kokwantenkro se yanto ne so abanyi ne se o mampanyini wono so enya 88,944 saso na bayera Alan John Kojo Chamantin wono so ye independent movement for change wono so enya 32,457 yeba eye Nana Akosua Frempoma CPP wono so enya 23,991 eni eba eye Hassan Abdullahi Ayarega APC wono so enya 17,938 eba Daniel Augustus Lati Junior eye GCPP wono so enya 17,299 yeba eye Christian Kwabena Andrews eye Gum wono so enya 17,030 yeba Kofi Akpalu LPG nso a ono so enya 5,327 yeba Muhammad Opon NDP nso a ono so nya 4,499 yeba Kofi Kwanten ono so Kwanten independent ono so enya 3,415 and eba Jochum Berema Edu ono so Kwanten independent ono so enya 3,182 yaba ye mame awanya ne baby kosi ye nyina ye nim ekwadonkonto ono de hwe ene wo honom ena yaba total valid voter ni nyina 11,683,483 ena yaba no total rejected balloter eno so 247,937 yaba total voter cast and so 11,931,420 yaba no total registered voter 18,600,000 774,195 and outstanding constituency asabre ye ntimi emu eho akonta omonso omododo no Ablekuma North ehon me 121,269 and nti ni nyina percentage turnout no ye ka ni nyina bomu oha nchemu a out of 275 constituencies no 276 basabre Ablekuma North no hode yamfa anka ho into 275 constituencies no ni nyina na percentage so 73.97%. Inti say na electoral commission for omode ababetudwa inti ye president elector wono ne percentage no 56.42%. And sound so Rebecca said odi so no Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ono so 41.75%. Inti say na electoral commission womode omampanyina bato ayeto ye afi etwemu ye 2024 December 7 election a ekoso no ehun susanso sei na etie
2020 about to my Ghana ekwanimu wo mfinshan na yetwemu na 2024 so dia nanum ho yede koguye no nipa enwotwe ene wofamu etonananom ewo ensiedo enam so ama Ghana mampanyin owura John Dramani Mahama ache ne churchrofo owura Callistus Mahama say woni post sign ne Dr. George Akufo Dampare nkasa na wonye hwehwemu enkusi ase fekofeko wona wonam wonsa so na nipa nwotwe wofamu tonananom wonsiedo no yemfomu enjira mranim.
Even though this election passed on peacefully, we must recognize that a few of our citizens lost their lives. My understanding is almost 5 of our citizens were killed in the process of the election. This is not the first time. In 2020, we know that 8 of our citizens were killed. If these continue and justice is not served, then what it does is it breeds impunity. And that's why, as a party, we have said that we must investigate and find out what led to these killings so that we can take action so that they don't happen again. So I've asked my secretary, executive secretary, to write to the IGP to give us a report on the status of investigations into these killings. Justice must be done, and we also will ask the Attorney General when he takes office to determine fair and adequate compensation for the families of those who have lost their lives.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Sabre wachire na niso kese pa achire yenuano Muslim for was say said you musi free omakomom eto aba ema no ye afie twam ye yi no we chire say ba no eye oman Ghana mu a emfa ho se we eye Muslim ni anase we say eye Kristo ni enti Sabre de wo de aseda kese pa ena ema wo mu ewe ni monyamhya wo mu e de ahye no.
Our presence here today is not just a formality. It is a declaration of our deep understanding that every blessing we enjoy as a people and as a nation comes from Allah. He has been our guide, He's been our protector, and our sustainer throughout the challenges and the triumphs of this critical democratic exercise. And Surah Ibrahim 14, verse 7 says that if you are grateful for what He has done for you, He will bestow on you more favor. But He says, if you are ungrateful, His punishment is terrible. And so, Allah, we come here to show that we're grateful for all that you have done for us. Indeed, we cannot thank Allah enough. We crisscross the length and breadth of this nation in different groups campaigning for victory in this election. I led one campaign team. Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman led another one. And our national chairman, Johnson Asiedun Ketia, was also in the lead of another campaign. These were the main campaign teams that spearheaded the national campaign. But we also had the regional and constituency campaign teams. We must give thanks to God that He allowed us to travel over several months and over several kilometers, thousands of kilometers, without any casualties. For my campaign team, by the time we finished and we got to the rally at Medina, we had easily done more than 30,000 kilometers around this country. And we did not suffer even one accident. And so we thank God for His mercy. It is only He who could have granted us that mercy. If you look at the results of the elections too, you find that the NDC won in most of the Muslim communities. And as our chairman said, it shows that we come with the recognition that our nation is a secular nation. And that all of us, no matter our ethnicity, no matter our religion, no matter our political affiliation, all of us are citizens of this dear nation called Ghana. And so I come here again to express my thanks to all Muslims in Ghana for the support and love that you have shown me. And it's only Allah that can repay you for the love that you have shown.
Na omampanyin sade to dwabiem se wapawa bedwokuo bi anipa enum na ewo so eye Hajj task force na Alhaji Collins Dauda ene koi obeda wana no obehwe huni se akontokunkro a ankramofo afibia mu de kokopie mu ewo maka no ne bo betima yefo ede amankramofo na afin so no idifeter ankramofo afisha da no so no sada no obe na fofida ede amankrofo nyina na bra no wo bonto ano tirim se bosha ode she Ghana fo nti ankramofo so na dom no na wo sasa bosha no so no wodi so na ohwe na itimi bam ede amankramofo na omampanyin kiremu se Hajj conference ebe koso o maka so no ekuyi obekwa kopie mu wase bi.
I have formed a Hajj task force that is led currently, 5-member Hajj task force that is led currently by our longest serving MP, the Honorable Collins Dauda. And they'll be leaving for the Holy Land on Monday to participate in the Hajj conference. And one of the tasks that I have given them is to go and make arrangements so that we can bring the Hajj fares as low as possible so that as many Muslims who intend to perform the pilgrimage can do so. We promised to add one more holiday to the Eid al-Fitr. So as soon as Parliament settles, we're going to amend the Holidays Act to include an extra holiday on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. And so this year, after we finish the fast of the Ramadan, we will have 2 holidays for the Salah festivities.
Yo, what is my homemaker say so na yaji aboafo nkrato enko baby ebe basisia. Yo, abusuafo ye mama kwaba ye to akase ne so. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Sabri wakasa edietia eye mmabunu bi a wo mobawura eye MMDC so mo offices ni bi ebawura honom se Sabri enjapade e wo honom wo mokwa akobo eho ban na wo mususu se eye mpanyimfo ibinom ewiewia enema eno na Sabri wakasa de etia se enye suban pa se empo eye New Patriotic Party aban ye atwamu so omo ye ya eno no enkyere se eye NDC mabunu omo repeat anase omo ensi so enye sebi na Sabri wo se de be masa o hawi anase de ekoso etu atwakra no wabie epono bi a ehonom no se wuhu se obi pese wo wia aban japade ana opese wo sei aban japade bi akọ na kwakabo mama ne omo betu anamo.
We must remember that the end of elections marks the beginning of greater responsibility for all of us. Regardless of political affiliation, we must work together to work towards our shared vision, and that is the development and prosperity of Ghana. Our diversity as a people is not a weakness, indeed it is our strength. Whether we're Muslims or Christians or from any other faith, our collective aspirations for a better future binds us together. And let us therefore commit to fostering harmony and mutual respect in all aspects of our lives. We must also recognize that elections are not without their challenges. Disagreements, tensions, and competition are natural in any democratic process. However, we must also remember that these challenges should not divide us. They should inspire us to work harder for peace and understanding. And that is why, once again, I call on all our supporters and other persons who are involved in illegal actions, such as looting goods and occupying government offices and installations, to desist from doing this. We must do things differently to maintain the trust and confidence that Ghanaians have reposed in us. Many people have said it is the same thing the MPP did when they came in 2017, and that's why Ghanaians have voted them out. We must not copy the mistakes that they made. And so I plead with our supporters, let us do things in an orderly manner. The government is being formed, ministers will be put in place, other officials will be appointed, and as I promised, we'll have our full cabinet within 14 days. And so we'll have ministers in charge, and if you have any issues, you can go to our ministers and have them resolved. So please, let's exercise restraint.
Eno akire no omampanyini John Dramani Mahama de tudwa biem se adusuafo dodo na oye nkramofo de obema dodo na scholarship wana opesi osua medicine wana opesi osua law ena wana opesi ICT na obenya ho kwan na watimi akwa aban ebefo mu nyina ho aka afin so no obefa nkramofo akire fo dodo na school mu na watimi akire nkramofo emofra no ade na nkokura mu no ayana nkramofo ma no kuskus ahodu mu ayenta makwan hijab anasema yafino wo mo nhye okirim se wabayi o ma asesa akoso o ma gana amamre mu se na be na nkramofo kuskus ahodu mu a hijab anasema yafino benya kwan na watimi ahye.
We also promised to uphold the constitutional provision that Ghanaians are free to belong to any religion and to profess their religion. Professing our religion includes how we dress. And so in that vein, we will protect the rights of Muslim women to wear their hijabs wherever. We also promised to provide more scholarships for students in deprived communities, especially the Muslim communities, to study 3 main subjects: medicine, so that we can have more doctors who are Muslim, to study law, and to study ICT, information and communications technology. We also promised to train and recruit more Arabic teachers so that we can have enough teachers in our Islamic schools.
Sabre political communication lecturer wo UPSC Tofik Ademo Mohammed wodi atudwa se ebinom wekeka se omampanyini eyi asoafo a ade ebeha NDC mrahye fo pa wose nokre bia sa enime sanse omampanyina kan si so se wono na asoafo beyi wo mo makomako aduosia na yehwe mrahye bedwam so a na ye pedom kese a NDC fo ne kita dom kese ne pa nti so omampanyini mpo eyi ni paduosia efree parliament a enya de se ebeha wo mo.
Now, say NDC for one parliamentary one election messages, however, they are going to have a lean government. They are going to appoint 60 ministers and deputy ministers. And we know ministerial appointment in Ghana, your original ministers were and your ministers of state and our ministerial, one hour share ministries for one do, and so on and so forth. All of them are there, and I assume that they are all going to be part of 160 ministers in our academy. So what it means is, I think that Parliament is not going to be empty from the NDC, from the majority side, because the possibility that NDC for Bebre now back winya parliamentary appointment in, for me, I think is high, because yes, constitutions in there, you must take 60%. Is it 60%? Yes. I mean, you must take a certain percentage of your ministers from Parliament. Now, the point is that NDC says they are not even appointing many ministers. So what it means is that they are not going to appoint as many of their numbers in Parliament as we would have expected them to do. So personally, I don't think all of them are going to be out of Parliament, are going to stay out of their parliamentary duties because of the promise of a lean government they have given Ghanaians. So they will still have the number in Parliament, to continue with their parliamentary business. And I'm telling you, NDC will certainly need their numbers in Parliament. Even those ones now, appoint one as ministers, and NDC will still need it because they need to push a lot of their policies, through, and it takes Parliament to be able to do that. And that's why we are every party or every caucus in Parliament has what they call whip. So NDC has, the majority has their whip, the minority has their whip. Now, one of their duties is to make sure that they have the numbers in Parliament and be able to whip their members to toe the line of government or the line of their party. And so when it comes to this major decision making, certainly NDC will whip their members to come to the floor of Parliament and vote, so that their policies will go through and be able to implement whatever they want to do. So I don't really see it to be a big challenge.
Mpanyinfo de secondary schools ahodo ano ewo Bunu East Mantambo no wontetenani ene owura Nyama Douglas Solomon na wode atudwa so be PM schools ahodo mu anwane ho akwa atwe papa ha dwen na woni yakasai.
Ghana for Bekaya and Sana Senior High School Education for BB School no. Mpanyinfo de schools ahodo ano senke ya Ghana Education Service ebra wache se education for school no 1 century kakra say eduane nkoi ene sika so nkoi obetimi da school ho bra na so mpanyinfo ye sika nam kwa so eduane nam kwa so nto ma ho kwan na education for entimi enko school ye bi education for do na wo school mu na so nsemo ye PM ate so chirim se schools ahodo mu no enye de eduane atumi akontama ho kire wo school mu papa enam so headmasters of the schools ahodo ano e wo Bunu East Mantambo wontetenani owura Nyama Douglas Solomon ono anso ene headmaster de Kumfi Ameya Senior High School no wo chirim se ho kire wo hodo papa sanse na mofra bedi e ho akoye din wo kire mu se okopie mu e wo techima ne mpatam a schools e wo hodo na aduane wo eye mo okon kransa ne atebu nso so a aduane wo pe eye bro ntama dusuane ade kire akwakoye din de abombo papa.
For Techiman Center we have rice. This is the food situation in Techiman Center. So you could imagine that schools around Techiman are feeding students with rag. In Kransan table, the major food as currently as we speak is maize and beans. So you can imagine the food is one-sided. We have about 18 items. And for a very long time, we have never had all these food items in our school. Every time, every hour, we have one line item in the school. So when you have breakfasts, which is very light, your expectation is that the lunch will be heavy and the supper will be heavy. But here we are, if you are taking rice for your lunch, in the supper, you are supposed to take, let's say, rice balls. It's the same food line item that you are supposed to take. So this situation is not helping issues, and these are the reasons why we are saying that students, parents should support their wards when they are coming to school. For the quantities that they eat is normal, but the food is one-sided. We have some amount of sugar. What we lack currently is flour, oil, fritters. This is how they call it, but we have red oil. This month, government gave us some little amount of money, and that is what we use. We call it perishable. That is what we use to buy meat, fish, and sometimes tomatoes to feed the students. So some of these things are there, but our major challenge has to do with the recurrent. Recurrent has been in arrears from 2021. The area that is suffering are the day schools. They are suffering. But for a very long time, they have not received what we call recurrent. And they don't receive perishables. So the only money that comes to them are the recurrent. So you can imagine what is happening in the day schools. And this is not now. It has been with us for some time. But as manager, we don't complain. We are not unionist. All that we do is to implement whatever policies that comes. So we don't have the right to take to the streets. All that we do is to dialogue, to write through our communique, to communicate effectively through DG to the Minister of Education. So this is the full situation as it is as far as Bono is concerned.
President Oda Ghana Union Traders Association Chanity Akane Guta Dr. Joseph Obeyna Sabri wodi atudwa se owogidie pa ewo aban fufuri ya beya omampanyini John Dramani Mahama ede anoyin esanse gidi owone se omo hawa etete womo no ogidi se omampanyina beyi obehwe no wape ehu pomesibere osi ebi eye etuo bebrebe a eda eye enema so afi so ye sidi ya hoodin a eda fom ewo ne nan ena afi so obesan ya hwe amomo ho ahare wo mamo munjumedi omudie eye businesses na etimi akoso amagana etumpon na emom memma omampanyini enyi 11 no emfiri ho wo mane ngo ho no ma emfie mienu sike befiri mu aba no won fa nso emma wo muye enwuma mbodie enwuma no won fa nso masene no won pia wo mo sei eno kirem
adwadifo ene mfidi dwumafo akuafo ye bedi enkuta ho ye free bibi stakeholder engagement. Sade no say onzo ono oba ya wasi business no or stress business for no ya meboa no na yentimi yamboa no no anya nhyehyɛ a ebetimi edi businesses akokan say otimi eye consistent with that na when ye empese mu open door attitude or near build consensus na yetimi creative policies we all eat together ema adia na wo ye no esanse ye na ne anwea bom no yetimi nya ho mfa so papa bi enti ye bekoso ne ati no so because on say omo eba ema ye na ye nwe omo manifesto omo ne na ne besi nkonwa ye se omo ba ya so ye be premier no kra ena eniema bi renti omo manifesto issues no bebre ho ma omo ebe fa free ho Intina se ya reshem se esan se o ma ba me akan ye problems natural mo in advance no na se so mo de ye adwuma so a na ebe boa enti ye be koso ne ati o mo se sei ene ya dwen asie enti ye mo na ne mfa enye adwuma enso ti o man pani se obe rationalize the tax system no it is all rationalizing neso obe hwem na wasone so wasɛm na deɛ ehia yɛyiyi de afiri hɔ sɛ yɛtumi yɛ saa nneɛma ni na sɛ ɛtoɔ no yɛ korokoro te sɛ deɛ na meka na sɛ ɛno no bɛsa aboa ama Ghana yɛdwadie no akɔ soro because mmemme yɛwura mfi sɛ yɛwɔ akansi a yɛne the rest of the countries no yes akansi no te sɛ yɛn nneɛma aboɔ kɔ soro a obi mfa ne foreign exchange ɛmma Ghana bɛtɔ adeɛ na sɛ Togo nneɛma aboɔ ɛfo a yɛyɛ deɛ foreign exchange no bɛkɔ hɔ akɔtɔ adeɛ eti ɛkwan biara no ɛkotia wo nso yɛ na wɔn nim sɛ ɛtoɔ no yɛyɛ ne kɛse a na ɛna bɛma aban koraa no enya ne sika pudu ɔhwehwɛ no ɛtoɔ yɛ ne kɛse a manfoɔ fa koti kwan bebree wɔn ntua at the same time sɛ ma nneɛma aboɔ yɛ deɛ a ɛma okuro no ɛnɔbae no ɛnyɛ competitive ɛne nti yɛnim sɛ yɛbɛbɔ ne ti dɔm deɛ na mmom yɛbɛti no yɛbɛkɔ so akae no sɛ ɛbɔ no a wahyɛ yɛn so ɔbɛsɔne ɛtoɔ no so ama no ayɛ korokoro a fortunately ɔde nhyehyɛ bi baa sɛ fixed tax system bi a ɔpɛ sɛ ɔde ɛstarte spare parts ɛfoɔ no sɛ wɔn ɛtoɔ no duty tua no bɛyɛ fixed ɛwɔ pɔtoɔ no nkeka ho ɔno deɛ ɛbɛsrɛ ɛne sɛ ɔbɛ replicate ɔde ɛbɛsae all the other commodity lines say electrical ne other items say obiara nso no ɛho bɛhan no
adesha wote Kingsby Kimbu ɛna tudu empatamu wɔn so wɔn dada dwumadie ɛdɔ mo fa bia yɛ hɔ ɛna mpo wɔn a odi dwa wɔ hɔ wɔkyem sɛ honidie ho nsɛm obia ho hyɛdan kɔ yɛ kura ɛne tino bɛsɛm pinfo nsɛm ɛmoa
first na eni hɔ saa ba junkie for no kopra fi baabi ɛna betumi akɔ tudu akɔpra gisika de ahyɛ mbotom no mo abegya to ha ehuma aka besisa but enura sem bisa aka na so mo se ka na bi asɛe ti na mo mesisa enura mbisa isa na mo ka kyerɛ no
obia mbeka hwe anopa we se he beba hwe bola egu yanim ha ye se yale enko a se ya bola de se yare
bola no ɛsɛ se ma bola ka ne yembesisa because see ano yesi asise mu nti omu ma
bola nde etimi dibia 1 week kura nego na sent pa amani ayehu a say gates no ensuo fifiri bi mu ba ebi ho nso ayenkata so amanfo tunsu toilet ni ade gum ni ade nti esrem ada amani emfo no enkasa no meye bibia ma because high capital town sentini ade no konipa ni nyina ma yade asem ameka be ma asem hia pa ko ye hunu amane wo tudu ha pa
gota ha wo ila e bie da ne won ticket 2 cedi first na ya pi imbi yo ni chi ehue ya more than 1000 ya ni na mi biba mi ne ichi ahun 2 cedi she got aba fail no kwa ha wo ke wo wie me ni meka no wo mi ke ka me nje wo won wo ke no wo mi da ne bola mene fe fun e bashini shikwe ko ba bie onyo ho ye bie adidon ya wodi bi na efe adidon ni da ne
assembly for no mo mefa so mo gi ticket ni dia e na mo nya ticket ni ho adwuma se mo hwe ni ticket ni suade o mo nyan ne ya mprapra no mo mefa bola ne nko sent no hey wodidi kura enye ye me fiti anapa me ntimi ni di o wansena saa
ye na ye ni ye hu ni se ye na ye di ye hu ni akro no mu bete because ono ba besesa ne ne no okwa anajo no ma so bola na ye den asa bebu ho junkie fo no mo ko sesa bola no free nkrofo fie na o ma jiska na no ato ha ye te ha ha yen because we ma mi kokko no ototo enka te na me chichiri ototo kokko ho aha no ne press ne baby a boy ne de enema na si no esa bola ne ntino ntimi ntina ho eti sane amra bi ba ya na no pia water de to foma ye chew no sa amra no senka san hyase a enka ye pa be ma ye kuro no emu ate
ewo ahonidie ho nsɛm ya so na manfo a omo La Paz ewo Greater Accra region ha say so omo so ni UTV akasa se sabre efi emene wo mo na wɔn nso san kɛsi so sɛ yɛasesa aban foforɔ na aba enti wɔn a anka wɔn prapra na wɔn bɛfɛ wura no sɛ obi ama enti aban ɛmɛyɛ wɔn mmoa
ama yɛ di broni na bola no wa ase but dem tu say Ghana challenge only hanti na ma say bibia ya basa wo man mu no because on my challenge won bia no ekoyie because first of all Zula for na wo Ghana ase no ase nipa ba kunti no obodwe basanka we be 3 4 5 dia go bia be na djuma te said they say nti yen aban say aban afufura waba no ko botu ama Zula yon aye be se miensa na se endan a kan ba boa asen ba kono bolas na ye Zula yon kan ma e ban sa because impa no why that been siwa ma no be 3 4 that been esiwa oyo ebe surprise so botu ma ye wula no so the two fom o botu adie mu
a free ahab to abrantie ball and our kwemo bebre the most worst thing was a car change of government club and never say come makwana zoom line for near there e be yo majuma on to say MC from bar is it me no can say about like coffee yeah MC the whole Accra let's say the whole Ghana mu nyina coffee what I say I abana said they share on this zoom line for the back kasa they should come back on Messi Sabola na work anyway
na yes sir ba yeto aba we no obi ni ho wa ba la pass ya aba be Sabola wa na bola no so na ya kese pa ne se obi a Messi Saba amafo di fi won fie wo ye bola no won fie wi a sense wo be keep wo rubber mu ana se bibia e bia zoom la ya ka bi betwem a wo de be ma won wo san de fi won fie e de abegu pavement no so se ye so a ye wo ha na ye mpemfo ye hu ne ye koka no wo mo ye nti sisi ye pese abana wa ba so sisi a na so nya tag for so a ebe boss an krofo no ban a iwo a de ball agbegu abontin bi a se ye chi won
yeah sometimes some but we need the one a chepa
to me ni dear since Christmas enura ne enne na bola e wa ha sei meka nyame monokre enura ne enne na me menim ha sei na ya ha sei no bola e wa ha 3 days today omo beka no kra what the car ba e be fine Sunday no kra what the car be fine eye yen assembly man ni otu one ye chairman Shedrack and the boss adwuma nti enura ne ennepe na bola e mai be me assure mo say ento kopuma nwumre e mra UTV for ma ba out here no ma ba be fa
awie ebe jina we so na ya home ka se bo no so ye ba ye beto aso Ghana de share mo nyina akwa ba yeto akase bo no so e de amamo. Akwafo dokuya e wo luta kura wo North Thomas ni mu e wo framante mu no de mu wo sun yi wo tirim se nantwi ha mo papa ene wade wo mfudie no na nantwi asim na se wawe ni nyina afemfram ene wo hwe banche ene ebura wado abe 30 acres nantwi awini nyina enti obesere mpenifo ensamumua na wo se gina so sa asemba fo hoi ya na emfa be manante ohia moa de na wo de no so to nchen a inso obenya no de gu mfudie sonso no onso be hia binti mpenifo betu nantwi no ho na mo a wo mfa de so kwa dwendwenu mu na wo mboa na wonya nsuo
na omusese yefo no enye ubetu efo na ya se na wa kuma betu oyem ntini aye ka cha abani se omoyemwa na fulani herdsmen no mun catchro mu ona omuto mufo se ne ekoso yempe so ekoso se dia no so yebetu yemfo yempe se yebe bibia aban beka se edimra hyen samto mumbra na mumhwe ne ekoso no muto mufo mai
benen nai abapon mo mekla hamio anu kwade ni bana ye chihua ejaka sika ibe kodi apa aban sika ni apa lokoji ke bange mo huone ne mabaha esevide ne jehano ni cheni chepon yomine ne mohi boboyu ne ngemi ne kejika wana ne wa manye mawe ne wa mawu aban hio pia hu apon agbili mokla apon blefo kla apon eyo ne wadu kla ke kwada me kla noko be momi ne wadu sekpe kla me hu adugu kla noko be ne wa manye ma pekeji wa ngaban yo pekpa ka ehane lowe lelio menanga lowi ole ne ahaka awo lowi o mekenge ngopo hawo apeno ko keje hawo
maya ebro any banchi 25 acres ena ebro no na ewo hanu bebrisa no ena banchi no so wosro na ena no pa ye ba phone no ya hu se fulani herdsmen for no di omunetwe no abebu aduru ebro no ase ebroni nyina a eye ahomtipa efse sika na yede den ene yede do won ade na ya do ni nyina apart from tractor wo de be plowing udwie a nyama ni fifi dru baby a o se wo apply human labor a omuso di aso bedo nyama no mfa nwangu na nyama ni nye kama enso ni ba kakra so aba ye benya di ate ye ka no ene hwede fulani expense ni omunenchi ababeye we dey slaban ene ni penifo se omumbomodi no muhwenye bibi mfa ho din se udu sika be hye efuom nsonto kakra so a ubenya ude be wade susu na fulani fo ene omunenchi eden ese no
cattle have been destroying proceed of from farm for people. As we speak this afternoon, they've destroyed vast crop farm made up of maize, cassava, pepper, and what have you. In fact, looking at the scene is very disheartening. We are appealing to the government to come to our aid by having a group that is very solid for all cattle railers in our area. Also, they have to empower with the assembly members and the unit committee members so that we'll be enforcing the bylaws. When these things happen, they will pay stringent penalties, and that will put fear in them and they will desist from this barbaric act.
Yeguswa ejina eye framantemo na eye paybo de kope any luta a omunyina ewo noton manfo omo ho sa bredi edwajo no mucha wo musi kuro bia ehia eniema nkakra bia ebeboa ama mpunto akoso ama manfo so omote wo so omo ho ato wo mo na ebe omo dia yegya wo mo ajeje mu pa wo se batel kosi omo network mpo omo nya bi se wo benya network na age se wo furu dua ekodua nkomu anase wonante about 300 kilometers ansan wotimi enya network na eno ena sabre eye dadikope eye electoral area assemblyman na ohodom ernest edika edi atudwa se mprempren ya aban entu ho na mo na won so sa haw no na fa ba bi ho krompo a eye nyinam kane mpo ebi ni ho sei eno chirem.
Some time ago we spoke about network problem over here. The challenge is still the same. People have to climb trees before they make calls. Sometimes you need to even move yourself from here to Aveme before you can access the network. As we speak now, we have a project, Ghana Productive Safety Network Project at the Kope. Before we sync data to Accra for the beneficiaries to be paid, I have to fly motorbike to Aveme before I get that done. All these are weighing us down. Ketsi UTV, we now have a pole erected at Mafia del Cope, but we are waiting electricity, that is power, so that it will be connected, so that this problem will be curtailed. We are appealing on the authorities that has helped us to get the pole erected now, to get the electrification also done, so that our problem will be nipped in the bud. Going forward also, our road network over here is very bad. Most of the time, the roads problems. We don't have public toilet. Only a few people are able to have what? Individual toilets in their homes. So open defecation is on the high. People defecate around their houses. And when it rains, water collects these defecations to areas that are not needed. Garbage, refuse can be found at anywhere. And this gives us fecal-viral diseases. So we are calling on authorities to do something about that. We are appealing on authorities so that the Zoom Line people will be able to give us a container at a particular point. Even if we pay a penny or a fee, so that we can gather our garbage there, so that the vehicles will be coming for them, so that our community will be very clean.
Toilet. Yeah, sister dying. Yeah, Spanish, but you need light too. And I road no so and you're so safe. Network po. Am I intimate enya network? You be your call. I just say you food ya.
To allow public toilet mele monsieur. Eta magaro ko la afo yi dan la gbama. Skena chi ja here dollar pla to venemi. Mi no fukma eta mi di ba duty. Ba
Ghana this year Hana brebe me kwan na nwumre ka se bo de be somo no. Yedi nyina esi na enimudi nkra no na meka wo se nwumre yansa na beda no na wakai na waposin. Obeku since the Pepsodent Herbal, Pepsodent Charcoal, Triple Protection, and a Cavity Fighter. Nina would so bombo numa huni no a funny to pedifra and one sense so a fita the channel panso akai Pepsodent na for choosing na bebo bushon munina sense Pepsodent dear was a serie biano a home a here.
Mama Fasada can see Emma a obi or share me at a joy closet. And a semi atadia kama kupimo edi joya and tadia hudu and the wohonom se wo occasion bia o ko officers baby a wo bia edi joy be nya so atadia de amount ne nkrabata no eye miensa wo be pio mata eko oho trade fair oho saso na jinga no enso oho eho no mutu betimi afre no that was 0244787799 0244787799 saso na cute cat palo and a ye miti kama e ma wo be pio mo tasano woman eco bank na adjacent into hono akopie mo cute cat ebe ye wuti kama hairstyle bia wo pebia obeye ede amount ene akenkan for eye me abena chei